So running is about way more than putting one foot in front of the other. So much of it is mental. And luckily, a lot of that mental stuff transfers into the rest of our lives. It's one of the reasons I am such a huge proponent of running. It changes your life. Hey Krista, good morning. So the miles change you is what I always say. And today I want to talk to you about a key mindset idea. This applies to running, but it also just applies to your everyday life. Good morning, Lise. So as always, I love it when you guys are chatting with me. It lets me know what's connecting with you. It lets me know what questions you have. And I love the hearts because let's be honest, don't they just make everybody feel good to see all those colors? So I appreciate the taps, love it. But today I want to talk to you about a key mindset idea of successful people. And it's called partial victories. So especially in running or when we set out goals, we have these massive goals, and really all we're focused on is the end. So it's the finish line of a race, it's losing those 5 pounds, it's creating the business, it's writing the book, whatever it is. We have the finish line, but the finish line sometimes is a long ways away, and it's really hard to stay motivated for months or potentially years on end for that goal unless you learn the idea of partial victories. So there's two components to that. One is celebrating yourself along the way. So it's why I consistently say running is a journey, and you need to figure out how to enjoy the journey because it's not about just race day. You have to find a way that you're going to enjoy all of the training. Or if you're trying to get yourself to eat better, you have to find ways that you're going to be enjoying making those switches. So is it that you're super proud of yourself because you had a green smoothie? Is it that you figure out that, you know what, I really love eggs in the morning. That's an easy way for me to sneak in some protein that keeps me full and some veggies so that I know I'm getting in all those nutrients. It's finding those little things that you can celebrate along the way. The other component of a partial victory, though, is celebrating even when you've quote unquote failed. So did you get halfway there? Did you make it halfway through training and then you got hurt? Well, you didn't really quit on your goal, but what did you learn? Did you get a stress fracture because of overuse, because you did way more than your training plan called for? Did you get started on that diet and then fall off because you tried to change your entire world overnight and it just wasn't realistic? But maybe you learned 2 or 3 things that you could stick to. You found a way that you could cut out the soda for good, or you found a way that you could get protein in every single morning, and that helped to take a nosedive on your sugar cravings. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else who's finding value? I appreciate that. Tap our little Jane Doe down here. Share with some friends. Good. So partial victories. It's finding ways that you can enjoy the journey because whatever goal we're going towards, the goal is amazing, but it's only a piece of it. You need to be able to enjoy the whole process of getting there. And yes, there are going to be hard moments, but can you find ways to actually enjoy the hard moments too? That's what seriously successful people do. They find ways, good morning, Jody. They find ways that they are embracing those hard moments as teachable moments. It's super easy to be hard on ourselves. I am meaner to myself than anyone else on earth is. So being hard on yourself is something that I am always working on. But I'm really good about finding ways to enjoy the journey. It's why I probably will hit close to 1,600 miles again this year in running. But I've only run like 2 races. And I wasn't really trying to PR at either one. I was just enjoying them. Because I've found ways that whether I run 26 miles or I run 1 mile, I'm proud of myself for it. So it's finding ways to translate that into whatever goal you're going to. And then the second piece that we said to it, it's not only finding ways to celebrate the journey, but it's finding ways to celebrate what would maybe be considered a failure. So really successful people, they don't see it as a failure. They see it as an immediate opportunity to learn and to restart. Successful people don't wait. If something goes wrong, they immediately take action to restart and figure out what's going to work. That's why they're so successful. They normally have tons of failed businesses behind them. They have failed running, failed food, whatever. They have a lot of failures behind them because they just consider them instantaneous learning opportunities. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's a true mindset shift. It's not always easy. It's one that we have to kind of remind ourselves of because it's not fun to have things go wrong or have obstacles. But if you can keep slowly turning the dial on that mindset, it'll make a difference. The final component to me of this, though, is that you're celebrating yourself. Because unfortunately, we don't all have cheerleaders like Jody. So those of you who aren't following Jody that just hopped in here, she is a cheerleader like I have never seen before. She is a superstar in pumping other people up and helping them to keep going, but we don't all have that person in our corner. Maybe you don't have anyone around you who runs, or maybe like me, my husband is an amazing, wonderful man, but he does not eat the healthy way that I do. So he's never going to be like, yay, good for you, honey. You passed up the chocolate and had a salad today. Like, I'm never going to have that cheerleader here. He enjoys my business, but he doesn't really understand it. So he's never going to be the one that's like, rah, 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 you got a new sponsor. So sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader. And partial victories are part of what help you to do that.